Okay, imagine this. You're on a dangerous quest, and your only guide is a single star in the night sky. Your mission? Find a newborn king. Simple enough, right? Well, there's a huge problem. The guy currently on the throne is a paranoid tyrant, and he sees any rival, even a baby, as a direct threat. So let's dive into this incredible ancient story of astronomy, political intrigue, and a desperate flight for survival.
So what is this all about? Our story kicks off with the arrival of these mysterious, really influential figures from the East, the Magi. You can kind of think of them as a mix of ancient astronomers, philosophers, maybe even royal advisors. Point is, these weren't just tourists. They were serious scholars on a very specific, star-led mission.
So these guys travel all the way to Jerusalem, which was the center of power, and they don't just show up quietly. Nope. They go straight to the top, right to King Herod, with a question that is about to shake the very foundations of his entire kingdom.
Now, just for a second, put yourself in King Herod's shoes. You're the king, and these strangers walk into your capital city asking about a newborn king of the Jews that isn't you or any of your sons. This wasn't just some religious question. This was a political bombshell, whether the Magi meant it that way or not.
And Herod's reaction? It's exactly what you'd expect from a notoriously ruthless ruler. The text says he was disturbed, but let me tell you, that is a massive understatement. This news sent a shockwave through the entire city. Because, hey, if the king is disturbed, everybody has a really good reason to be scared. Herod, he's a master politician. He knows he can't just ignore this. He needs intel. So he does the smart thing. He calls in his own experts, the chief priests, the teachers of the law, and he asks them a very pointed question. According to your prophecies, where is this Messiah, this anointed ruler, supposed to be born?
And boom, his experts have the answer right away. Quoting an ancient prophecy, they pinpoint the exact location, Bethlehem, just a small town south of Jerusalem. So now Herod has the where, but he still needs to figure out the when.
So what does he do? He arranges a secret meeting with the Magi. This is not a public forum, this is a clandestine intelligence operation. He needs to know one specific thing. Exactly when did that star first appear, and why? Because that would give him the child's approximate age.
And this is where Herod's truly devious plan clicks into place. He sends the Magi off to Bethlehem with this seemingly religious instruction. He's playing the part of a devout follower. But behind those pious words is a deadly, deadly motive.
Yeah, let's be absolutely clear here. Herod had zero intention of worshiping anyone. He was basically using the Magi as a human tracking device. His one and only goal was to locate this rival king and, well, eliminate the threat before it could ever grow.
Meanwhile, the Magi, completely unaware of this whole plot, they just follow the star, and it leads them right to a house in Bethlehem. The scene inside, it could not be more different from Herod's court. There's no paranoia, no violence. Instead, they find the child, they worship him, and they present these incredible symbolic gifts. Gold, which is fit for a king, frankincense, which is used in worship, and myrrh, an oil often used for burial. For them, their long, long quest is a huge success.
But just when you think Herod's plan is about to work perfectly, there's a major twist. The Magi are warned in a dream, do not go back to Herod, and they listen. They take a completely different route home, leaving Herod waiting completely in the dark. His whole intelligence network just got cut off.
And the warnings? They don't stop there. An angel now appears to Joseph, the child's father, also in a dream. But this message is way more urgent. It's not just avoid this guy, it's run for your lives. The threat is now crystal clear. Herod is actively coming to kill the child.
And they don't hesitate for a second. That very night, Joseph takes his family and flees to Egypt, which was a pretty common place to seek refuge, safely outside of Herod's reach. They literally become political refugees, forced to wait in a foreign land until the danger passes.
So back in Jerusalem, time is passing, and Herod finally realizes the Magi are not coming back. He's been outwitted, he's been made to look like a fool, and his political paranoia just boils over into pure, unrestrained rage. His thinking? If I can't find the one child, I'll just eliminate all of them.
He goes back to the one key piece of intelligence he got from the Magi, the exact timing of the star's appearance. From that, he calculates a time frame, right? A window for the child's birth. This gives him a target age for his terrible, terrible plan. And he lands on this number 2. 2 years old.
The order that follows is just one of the most brutal acts in the entire narrative. It's a blanket decree to kill every single male infant in Bethlehem and the surrounding area aged 2 and under. It is an act of just unimaginable cruelty, designed to make absolutely sure that the one child he fears does not survive. And when you step back, you see this incredible pattern emerging that saves the family's life. It's like a lifeline. 4 different times, a dream provides critical intelligence, guiding them at every single turn, telling them when to run, when it's safe to come back, and even which specific region they need to avoid.
So after Herod finally dies, the family is told it's safe to go back to Israel, but not so fast. When they get there, they hear that Herod's son, Archelaus, who was just as ruthless as his dad, is now ruling over Judea, the region where Bethlehem is. Joseph is understandably afraid. And then another dream confirms his fears and directs him away from that danger zone in the south, sending him north to the district of Galilee. They end up settling in a small, pretty obscure town called Nazareth. And just like every other major event in this story, the birthplace, the escape to Egypt, this final destination is also framed as the fulfillment of prophecy.
So, let's just trace this wild journey one last time. It starts with a dangerous political showdown in Jerusalem. It leads to a sacred, peaceful moment of worship in Bethlehem. It forces a desperate, life-or-death escape to Egypt. And finally, after years of living as refugees, it concludes with a quiet return and a new home in Nazareth. What a journey.
You know, when you boil it all down, this narrative is so much more than just a Christmas story. It's really a tense political thriller. You have earthly power, represented by this paranoid king, trying everything it can to destroy your perceived threat. But at every single turn, that power is thwarted by something else, by these divine warnings, and by the simple, faithful obedience of the people who receive them. It really leaves us with a big question. What does this ancient story tell us about the nature of power? And maybe more importantly, what it takes to survive it?